This has been an unprecedented storm that has hit Western North Carolina. It's requiring an unprecedented response.
Now at 4:30, the rush to help after Hurricane Helene. Days after the storm slammed into the Gulf Coast and tore a path all the way north into the Carolinas. Thousands are homeless, power is still out, and communities are cut off because of catastrophic flooding.
People in Asheville, North Carolina lined up today to get drinking water. Entire cities and towns are still under feet of water in Western North Carolina, where at least 40 people are dead. Hundreds remain missing. And so many people clearly just need help in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. And there's no shortage of opportunities to give your support.
But with so many scams out there, how can you make sure that you're donating to a legitimate charity? Joining us to talk about that is Bill Stanczykiewicz, who is with the IU Lilly School of Philanthropy. Thanks so much for being here.
Dustin and Felicia, great to be with you guys.
So, you know, anytime there's a natural disaster, right? We get texts, we get phone calls, we get emails. How do you know what's legit and what's not?
Yeah, so the first thing to point out is that there are many excellent nonprofits out there. Sadly, the only ones that understandably make the news are the scams. They are in the vast minority. So Americans are very generous. We saw that after the fires that hit Lahaina most recently. We're going to see that again now. Millions and millions of dollars are going to be raised because of people's generosity and the good work of those nonprofit organizations. What we recommend is, when in doubt, don't. Because there are so many nonprofits that you can choose from, if you have any gut feel, any type of suspicion that this particular request is not on the up and up, just look for something that is more legitimate. And there are so many out there doing great work.
Because I think a lot of people also want to make sure that their money is going to be touching somebody that's actually on the ground and not just, you know, floating out there in someone else's budget somewhere. So where should they start if they're looking for how to make sure that their money gets to the right place?
Yes, if you're looking and receive a solicitation, obviously go online and look for a website, for example. And how elaborate is it? How sophisticated is it? Is this something that's just been whipped together, or do you see lots of descriptions about programs and impact and a board of directors and an annual report with stories of impact? Look for the 990. That's the federal form that a nonprofit has to fill out to say that they're legitimate.
A 990?
A 990. A lot of them will put it on the website. Conversely, somebody who's just whipped something together in the last few days to tragically take advantage of this horrible situation won't have that level of sophistication. Same thing, Felicia, with their social media sites.
Okay.
Nonprofits that are established have those well set up. But again, when in doubt, don't. There are many good options out there.
I wonder, do other nonprofits, do they take a hit financially when there are natural disasters? Because I'm going to give my money to this place because they need it right now versus this nonprofit that I normally give to?
That's a great question, because we have now entered the final quarter of the calendar year, and that is when 40% of charitable giving happens to all nonprofits in the United States. And nonprofits might be wondering, am I going to have a down year now with my annual fund? And the answer is, sadly, you might see a decline in your charitable giving, but we all understand why, because of the immediate urgent need in the southeast region of our country now. However, our school has some fascinating research called Shift and Lift, that when donors shift their attention to an emergency like that, they tend to come back to the nonprofits they supported previously at a higher dollar amount. So again, nonprofits, if they can just kind of weather this storm and get through while the support is going to the southeastern part of our country, those donors are very likely to come back.
Okay, because I know a lot of people, they know to look for 501c3 status, but that Form 990 sounds like there's an extra layer that they can get to more information from.
And there are also many national resources that are expressed locally here in central Indiana that people can check into. Think about the United Way, and now United Way worldwide, nationally. Our good neighbors at Salvation Army, this is what they specialize in. Same thing with the American Red Cross, same thing with Feeding America. We have a Feeding America chapter in the Gleaners Food Bank right here in central Indiana. They can help you get connected locally. One other word of advice, please send cash. We hear about the bottles of water and the baby items, and all that is so important. The grassroots nonprofits will say cash is king. It gives them more flexibility to provide the support that's needed. They're the true experts because they're on the ground doing the work.
Bill is from the IU Lilly School of Philanthropy. He's here to share. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.